Hey guys, KYT here with another video, and yeah, still moving. Lately, I've noticed an influx of posts in different forums and apps that I'm in talking about how people want to move from mutual funds to self-directed accounts. So I wanted to make this video about limit buys, market buys, so that people can understand what they need to know before buying their very first ETF or stock on any of these different platforms. Whether it be Wealthsimple or Questrade, when you go to buy a stock, you're going to see something called a bid and an ask. So this is the Wealthsimple version on the phone app, and on Questrade, you're going to see it here, bid and ask. And there's usually a bid size and an ask size. So that's for Questrade. And going back to Wealthsimple, you can see it here. I made this cute little graphic here, hoping that it's better, like visually, for beginners to understand, and hopefully I'm not wrong, but let's give it a try. It's my representation of the stock market, and let's imagine, right now XEQT is roughly $30, and let's imagine these pizzas are shares of XEQT. So there's shares of XEQT at different price points. There's 4 shares at $30, 2 shares at $31, and 1 share at $32. So if you were to market buy 5 shares of XEQT, you'd be buying 4 at $30 and 1 at $31. If you were buying 6, you'd be buying these 6. And if you were buying 7, you'd be buying 4 shares at 30, 2 shares at 31, and 1 share at 32. And this is why you'll hear limit buy recommended a lot. So let's say you want to buy 7 shares of XEQT, you don't want to overpay, because once these 4 shares are gone, the markets are so volatile, there's people that are going to jump in and be willing to sell at 30 again. So setting it a limit buy means you're ensuring all your shares are being bought at the same price. So going back to, let's say, Questrade, I can go here, put 7 as the quantity, make it a limit buy, and set the price at 30. So they're all being bought by 30, and I don't have to necessarily overpay for certain shares, because let's say I want to buy an insane amount of shares, like 5,000. Some of my shares might be $33, $34, $35 in this example. Very, very simplified example. In real life, it doesn't work that way, but with XEQT, and I'll explain why later. And of course, on the other side, the inverse applies. If you're looking to sell a bunch of stock, you don't want to market sell too much depending on what stock it is, because in this example, if you sell more than 4, you're going to sell some at lower and lower prices. And now to explain why it doesn't really apply to XEQT, these concerns for market buying is because XEQT is known to be highly liquid, and that implies that there's a lot of shares that are available on the bid and the ask side. As you can see here, there's 3,200 at around $30, and if we multiply that out, that's roughly 96,000. And most of us are not going to invest market buy $96,000 in one shot. So generally, it's safe to make a pretty sizable buy of XEQT, market buying a sizable amount at any given time. And usually for something like XEQT, I just recommend market buying, because if you set a limit buy because you're just trying to get the best price possible for all your shares, it's possible that the stock never hits this bid price that you want and just keeps going up, and you're going to miss buying shares. And we don't want to time the market on this channel, so I just market buy. And we're going to end this video by going over the Bitcoin chart for fun, because it's relevant to the concept of this video. And some of these concepts that I'm going to talk about might go over your head, but because there's a lot of leverage in the crypto markets or on different crypto platforms, what happens is when the price either goes really high up or really low, some people might have to close their long or short positions. They're forced to market buy or market sell. And when people are forced to market sell, that's what can cause the price to spike really low momentarily, and then for it to go back up, because someone had a bunch of shares that they were forced to sell, whether out of their own will or whether they were forced because they were getting liquidated. They were selling and they had to sell, and all the people that are buying, all the bids, they were being bid up until it went down to 59,000. And that's why momentarily it went down there, and then quickly all the bids filled back up again. I said shares earlier, but of course I meant different amounts of BTC. What I like about these crypto platforms, and like my pizza picture that I made, you can clearly see all the bids here and all the asks at different prices, and see how they keep fluctuating, changing. Once Bitcoins are being bought or sold, it just keeps moving, and some price levels are replaced by amounts really quickly. and that gives you an understanding of how the market sort of works with the stock market as well. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video.